Who doesn't love sizzlers? Yes, the hissing sound, sizzling effect, and some super hot patties and roasted paneer, hot rice and veggies with wide range of sauce on a rustic wooden plate. Just who doesn't love them? I welcome you all to the Healthy Sizzle. Sindhuja Sriram here. But out of the way, what fascinated me was the origin of sizzler. Teppanyaki was a famous cooking style in Japanese cuisine where meat and veggies are cooked on an extremely hot griddle. The science behind it was to have a crunchy layer outside and soft and juicy inside. After World War II, the Americans in the 1950s opened a restaurant named Sizzlers that got popular, where very hot iron plates were used to create that hissing sound and smoke, and people just loved it. During 1963, a Parsi gentleman, Mr. Feroz Irani, inspired by the dish, opened a restaurant named The Sizzler in Mumbai. And now, after several years of varied food fusion of many food creators across the country, I am here to make one of the most popular and healthy paneer shashlik sizzler with a twist. Yes, we are going to make it much more healthy using black rice or forbidden rice. It's entirely home style. Anyone could do it with a simple iron tawa lying at home. It's inexpensive but tastes yum just like the restaurant style sizzlers. First, I'll be making barbecue rice. So I have rinsed the black rice or kavuni arsi in Tamil and soaked in 1 cup of rice for about 10 to 12 hours. You may leave them overnight. Then I have drained the water which you may use for your plants and I'm boiling it in about 3 to 4 cups of water according to your required texture. And after 15 minutes, it has come to a boil. Meanwhile, I'm going to be making paneer stuffed roasted tomatoes for the sizzler. For this, I'm de-seeding 3 country tomatoes with the back of a spoon gently and carefully, in which I would be stuffing the paneer filling for the sizzler. You may use the de-seeded pulp, seeds and juices in the other recipes that you would prepare through the day, maybe in chutneys or gravies. I'm making it for 3, so I have taken 3 tomatoes. You may adjust the numbers as per your requirement. Keep them aside. Now after 30 minutes, there is a little water left and rice is cooked about 80%. So simmer and cook for another 7 to 8 minutes. See to it that it doesn't get burnt. Now for the sauteed vegetables in a kadai, add in 1 teaspoon of wood pressed groundnut oil, to which I am adding in a cup of fresh beans roughly sliced. Saute them for about a minute. Meanwhile, the rice has got cooked. It gets mashed with your fingers easily. See to it that you do not overcook it to a mushy consistency. We need it just like the one we use for fried rice. Fine, let's check the beans. Add in a cup of diced carrots. Saute them in high flame for about a minute. Do not overcook. It has to be crunchy. Now to this, add 1/4 teaspoon of roasted cumin powder, 1/4 teaspoon of roasted coriander powder, about 2 pinches of Shahi Garam Masala, 2 pinches of Amchur powder or dry mango powder, a pinch of black pepper powder, and half a teaspoon of pink Himalayan salt. Add in 50 grams of paneer cubes and mix everything well for about a minute in high flame. Finally, add in 1 tablespoon of kasuri methi or dry fenugreek leaves and mix them all well. This gives a desi rich aroma. Switch off the flame and keep them aside. Meanwhile, I am transferring the cooked rice to a bowl. To this, I am adding in about 2 tablespoons of barbecue sauce. I have already made the homemade barbecue sauce without sugar and vinegar. I'll link the recipe in the description box or click on the card above popping on the screen. Add in half teaspoon of pink salt and mix them gently. To this, I'm adding in about 1 tablespoon of homemade fresh tomato ketchup. If you feel like you need a lot of tanginess to the rice, it's up to you. The link to the fresh homemade tomato ketchup without sugar and vinegar is in the description box. You may also click on the card above popping on the screen. Mix them all and keep them aside. Now for the tomato stuffing and the patties, I have taken 5 medium-sized boiled potatoes. Mash them well. Take a slice of paneer and grate them into the mashed potatoes. Now to this, add in 1/4 teaspoon of red chili powder, 1/4 teaspoon of roasted cumin powder, 1/4 teaspoon of Shahi Garam Masala, 1/4 teaspoon of roasted coriander powder and 1/2 teaspoon of pink salt, and mix them well. Now in a small bowl, add in 1 tablespoon of oil, which is groundnut oil, to which I have added 1/4 teaspoon of red chili powder, 1/4 teaspoon of pink salt and 1/2 teaspoon of kasuri methi, and mix them all well. Now coat the de-seeded tomatoes with this mixture to get a very nice flavor while eating the paneer stuffed roasted tomatoes. Coating it with oil will prevent the sogginess of the tomatoes while roasting. I have coated all the 3 tomatoes. Once coated, take the required amount of the stuffing mixture we had already prepared and stuff it into the tomatoes. Place them aside. Now I'm going to make patties. In a mixer grinder, grind about 1/2 cup of Kothumali Sambar rice flakes or any variety of red rice flakes or poha into a fine sandy texture. This would be replacing the breadcrumbs that we usually use for the outer covering or coating during the shallow or deep fry. Once done, transfer it to a plate. Next, in a bowl, add in about 2 to 3 spoons of corn flour, 1/4 teaspoon of roasted cumin powder and 1/4 teaspoon of pink salt and a little water. Mix them all well without any lumps. Now take the same stuffing mixture and roll them to the required shape. Dip them into the cornstarch mixture very carefully and gently and coat them well with the rice flakes powder and keep them aside. This would give a nice crunchy texture outside the patties. Next, for the roasted paneer, I'm going to cut large chunks of paneer, and in each of the piece, I'm making a slit midway. Do not run the knife till the end, just make a small slit, and I'm going to be stuffing them with green chutney which I've already prepared. So I'm making the slits in all the 3 pieces of paneer. The green chutney can be made with little coriander leaves, little mint leaves, grated coconut, a gooseberry or amla, a green chili and salt. You may alter the ingredients as per your taste. So stuff this green chutney in all the 3 pieces. This would enhance the flavor of the paneer. Dip them into the cornstarch mixture and coat them with the rice flakes powder and keep aside. Now the patties or tikkis, the paneer and stuffed tomatoes are ready, and we just have to roast them on a tawa. Grease the tawa with a teaspoon of cold pressed groundnut oil. And once it is hot, place the paneer pieces and patties and let them cook for about 3 minutes in medium flame. Now flip them gently and cook them on all sides till they are golden brown in color. We're almost done. Now remove it and place them on a plate. Now on the same tawa, add in a teaspoon of groundnut oil and roast the stuffed tomatoes on medium flame for about 2 minutes on each side. I've also placed the top of the bell pepper that I had already. You may skip this if you do not have it. Roast the tomatoes on all the sides by flipping them very gently until they turn golden brown in color. This would give that smoky flavor to the roasted tomatoes. Once done, place them aside. So now we will be ready with the barbecue rice, the sauteed veggies, patties and roasted stuffed tomatoes. So we just have to place them all together for the paneer sizzler to give that sizzling effect. So on the same tawa, add in few cabbage leaves. The tawa will be piping hot, so just reduce the flame and place them. Next, place the barbecue rice, the sauteed veggies with paneer, roasted tomatoes with bell pepper, paneer patties and roasted paneer. Now take out few cubes of butter. The butter should be refrigerated and you have to drop the chilled butter cubes on a piping hot iron tawa. This would give that sizzling effect. You may top them up with green chutney, some tomato ketchup and grated paneer. All these are quite optional, so the paneer sizzler is ready to be served. Serve them hot. It's wholesome, nutritious and of course delicious. No fancy elements needed, made fresh at home, quite easy, needs a little care and effort to make them. Try it out. Every recipe is made keeping you all in mind, so for a healthy generation of kids and we who have to build a new way for them, creating modern recipes with our traditional rice and millets. So I'm here to bring in creative ways of food fusion on how to include these in our busy schedule without compromising our taste buds. I feel it is my responsibility to do my bit to build in a healthy lifestyle. So I request you all to comment and suggest your opinions and the recipes that you would want me to recreate with these rice varieties. I'll be very happy to create them for you. Also, like and subscribe to my channel, that which keeps me going. Make sure you post the pictures and tag me on Instagram if you've tried any of my recipes and keep following. I'll be happy to see those beautiful creations of yours. Catch you all in the next episodes. Sindhuja Sriram from Healthy Sizzle signing off. Take care. Bye.